It's all good. It's all God. We get started here. October 20th, 2024. Hello.
I
Good to
we don't
see
even,
you.
you can't see me.
Yeah, I see
Oh,
you. Thanks for joining in this meeting.
glad to be here.
This is Betty Swain, Cass, my DNA cousin from Rapid City, South Dakota. Later, she'll be giving a presentation on Find a Grave application. Searching for our ancestors' death records can bring life to unknown DNA relatives. He's really been, helpful to me in my genealogy research, and the techniques that she's provided have helped connect family members live, and we've been able to discover where our deceased ancestors are interned. Betty, introduce yourself.
I'm Betty Swain. I'm originally from Texas. Um, I am a 8th generation Swain, and Jerry and I are a DNA match. So I'm sure I'm matching with several of them also.
Yeah, I agree.
And I use Find a Grave because it helps me verify a lot of things. Okay. It's also free. It also connects with Ancestry. The records are there. We just have to find them. You can put them on your Ancestry deal, and Jerry is going to open the pages and help us because mine is so full that it doesn't go fast. Yeah. So he's going to be doing all the button stuff. So when he's ready, we will get started. And if anyone needs any help, I'm glad to help anybody.
That's good.
I'll turn it back to Jerry.
On an internet meeting right now and be on for about an hour. This is James.
Well, Betty, as a follow-up, um, let me get this. This is, I guess I'm gonna admit her to feeling like to get these GEDmatch numbers first. XF 5292 408 408. MADDOX. Here she comes, Betty. And she has a GEDmatch number, and she puts it, as part of her description. Hello. She's signing on.
Cousin Deidre, she said she was going to be in a little late. She was taking her daughter somewhere, but she's going to join.
Okay, that's fine. I have my uh, DNA cousin, Betty Swain here, and she's helping with the Find the Grave application. She has some experience on that. Uh, and this is Deborah Maddox, Betty. She's here. Can you see her?
Hello.
She said hello to you, Deborah. Or
Can she hear me?
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
we're having a little audio challenges with you, Deborah.
Okay. How about now?
Better.
Okay. Wonderful. I'm great, Betty. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Uh, Now, Betty, I wanted to know this this family member that this Thomas Ellison. Why do you feel he's a common denominator on us being related from that branch?
Because he is out of Caldwell, and that's where all your family is. And all your a lot of your siblings that is in your tree is in the Find a Grave cemeteries all around Caldwell. And I believe with the information that I found that I sent you, that we can edit it out and we can match it up.
We can eliminate some and add limit eliminate some.
Right. I need to play with it. I need to verify some of them first. I have them in there, but we need to verify them. I want to dig into a little bit more on Find a Grave, verify the locations are right, the information is right. And then when we get that, of course, some of them's not going to be there because the graves is lost. And that's another step for me and you and Jerry to go to add those to Find a Grave later and get your family all in one cemetery underneath each other, parents and siblings. So it's easier in the future for anybody that's searching.
Well, I'm gonna share my screen briefly, just to, just to make sure everybody else can see it. But
Say application. I'm not sure what you mean by application.
are you asking me?
Yes. Uh-huh. What
Uh,
type of application are you applying for?
it's not an application. It's an app. It's an app. Find a Grave app.
Oh, Find a Grave app. Okay, I'm familiar with that. All right.
This is Betty is too. She does a lot of her research with it, and she's helped me
Mm-hmm.
uh, open up an account. And we just want to be speaking the same language with it.
Okay. Okay.
And she's a she's a DNA relative, and on my mother's side of the family in Caldwell, and I told her to focus on a, a certain surname, which is the Ellisons, and she's done that, and so we're bringing it down to a certain family. We're trying to find out which family, and if and we have uh, a will document, and and I have additional information, and we're working through the verification part of it. You know how Shelley says, have paper, have something that you can write down as opposed to just you know this program. You got to verify your records.
Especially if you don't have a birth certificate or anything like that. If you can find them on Find a Grave, and maybe it's just a child sitting there, it doesn't say who they're married to or anything. Sometimes Find a Grave will help you verify that information if you have nothing else.
So I want to show this one record. You open it first. Now I can do it. Yeah. Let me see. Where is it? It was open in a minute. Now let me just share my document. I should have had it opened up beforehand. Basically, it's a will, and it has a certain name of the slaveholder, and we feel that that person is the common ancestor for her family and my family with the Ellison name. And when I open it up, I, here's where it's. Let me see if I can get it.
So Jared, while you're doing that, can I ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
Were you able to help? I can't remember her name from the last meeting. Were
Yeah,
you able to help her?
Clarice.
Yes,
Yes, I
Clarice.
was.
Wonderful. So
Not
she
only
has her test mailed out, and you're
I
waiting for
mailed
the
it,
result?
I mailed the kit to her.
Woohoo! Okay,
She
great,
has a kit,
wonderful. And so
and
you have her account all straightened out?
yes, her account's all straightened out, and she was able to talk to some new DNA cousins. By
Wow,
reaching out, she was able to actually talk to
nice. Okay.
them.
Jerry, do you have Find a Grave open?
Uh, in a minute, can in a minute, can you see this one? Lee,
Yes,
Lee
sir.
Press? Okay.
And he is on Find a Grave.
Oh yeah, I believe that. Yeah. Let me go down here just for a second. Here it is. The Find a Grave Index. I have it right here. I can pull that
Okay.
up. So so there he is. There he is, Betty. Can you see him?
Mm-hmm.
So there he is.
Okay.
So what she's doing for the members who are present, the people who are present, she's helping me with Find a Grave app, the app. And this is my records. They go back to this gentleman here, uh 1852 to 1901. And Lee Gus Gum Ellison. And and so what we want to do is find out, we're finding out how her and I are connected. And in order to do that, we're using the Find a Grave records. So that's what I wanted to share. That's what I wanted to share with you. So Betty, from
Yes,
here,
sir.
what do you want me to do with this one?
Okay. I want you to hit your URL link and go to Find a Grave.
And please add to it to Deborah or whoever. We're open for discussion on this, okay? This is a tool that we're using, and we just want to be able to share what we know. This one right here,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Now, if you have him in your tree and you can go to find a grave up here at
So
the top.
can you see this this memorial from Find the Grave, everyone?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I said, go ahead, Betty.
What would you, if you're related to him also, what you would do is you would go to find a grave, you would find him. And there's a button down there across from add photos, request photo, says share, save to, Jerry catch up with me with his mouse.
Well, let's do this one. Like with this example, uh, uh, Betty, can we the benefits of Find a Grave and its tree? We open an account, search the name, the birth certificates, and then the cemetery. Can we do these basics with him?
Yes,
Okay. So what is the benefits of Find a Grave? How can we find that out with him? Number one, I see
it
all
can verify his birthday and
and
that
I see these
and,
other names.
and who he's married to, his children, their children, and like if it shows his wife, if you don't have a wife for him, Mary Tabor,
Yeah, that's his parent.
and then down below the parents, it says children's. There's the children's that someone has linked to him, and there is more children, but they have to be added, and that's another deal that I'll walk y'all through on how to add. But we'll do it on another. We want you to get basically how to get in and how to get there, and then once you find this, I want you to know how to save it to your ancestry, which is up here at the top button. Underneath his memorial number ID, there's a save to button.
Right here?
You click it. And what happens when you click it, this box comes up at the top. You can save it to Ancestry. It'll automatically add him, but you have to have Find a Grave and Ancestry both open. The name has to be correct for it to add. If it's not correct, you can correct your name to add it to Find a Grave, and then you can change it back to whatever you want to. Because Jerry likes to do the maiden name and the married name of the women. So it might not take it that way. It might just take it with a married name or the maiden. It's according to how you have it in your tree, but it has to match Find a Grave in order to keep it to your record when you hit that Save To button. And if it's not correct, or you have additional information, there's a suggest edit.
Right here?
You hit it. No, the suggest, yeah, there you go. Suggest edit. Now it shows us the same information. Like if you had different information about up here by his birthday, if you knew the date and you knew what town he was actually born in, instead of Texas, United States, you would click that and you would change it. Like you could hit the browse button, it'd say Caldwell, and you go through there and click it to change his birth town if you were adding it.
Okay.
And to do that, you would do that, and then you would hit scroll up a little, Jerry,
I'm up
all the way to the bottom.
or down.
Where
Okay.
it tells you
Yeah.
that you can save suggestion.
Yes.
Now let me tell you about save suggestion. Most of the time when you want to edit a grade, you need some kind of proof. You need a birth certificate, a census that you can put on there, um, a draft card shows proof of why, proof of town he was born. But you have to provide them with some proof. And if it is your immediate ancestor, I would suggest that you contact manager, the button up above it, and ask him to give you the grave, and you can edit it any way you want to. You can go in there into his biology one, you could add his family, you could add a will, you could tell about how many children he has if they're not all listed, so that anyone reading it could find additional information. You could tell them, look, I'm still looking for a memorial for them. I mean, there's so many things that you can put in his biography that make it
Okay.
easier for other people.
So, can we start from like the first one? Like if we had someone that we had him, what else do you want to add to this, Betty? To
This biography, where it says married to Mary Ellison down here, what I would do there,
where's that at?
bio information, up a little, Jerry, right here, uh, married Mary Ellison. You would click that,
Wait just a minute. Let me see where it's at.
and come down a little,
Oh,
right there,
married her right there.
right.
The
You
bio
would click,
information.
yeah, you would click beside, at the end of Mary Ellison, at the end of her name, you would click right there, and it would let you type additional information.
Yes,
And now that is going to go
like
to,
this here, like my relative.
right. You could type that in. You can do a bio on there. And what's going to happen is when you hit contact manager, she'll go back and view that. And now she may go ahead and add the bio information.
Okay.
That's up to you what you want to do. Because in Find a Grave, when someone clicks on a memorial that you have, it goes into you have a section in there that says edit, and it'll tell you what they put in. And you can go back and look and see if there's proof and accept it. And then that will change.
And after I did this, I could just put a save suggestions, and then that would go into this record.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then the contact manager will get a notice on her Find a Grave. It'll come up at the top where the little pencil is,
Yeah, up
that
here.
she has an edit.
Yeah.
And then the manager would click that edit, and she would change that. She would correct it for you.
Okay. Deborah, do you have something that sheds something on this level that has, you use it? What is the purpose that you use it? The Find a Grave.
I like to use Find a Grave. A lot of times it has additional information on the family that may not, say you may not have the obituary, but sometimes the obituary is, if you go back a page. Oh, or are you, I'm sorry, were you talking about this suggest and edit?
Just you can follow up with why I had this as an example. We can sure use this tool. Where would you want me to go back?
Oh,
Well,
just go back one.
To the memorial, Jerry.
Yeah.
okay.
So if you just scroll up a little bit,
Blow it up.
no, scroll up.
Okay.
Yeah. So like with the family members, sometimes above family members, they'll have, like in that purple box, they'll have a they'll have the obituary information that may be on newspapers. And so if you don't have newspapers, you can get that information. Also, they'll have sometimes additional photos that you can add to your profile. I like doing that way. Along with, they have all the family members, and say you may not you may only have that one person, but going to find a grave, you can add just about the whole family because it has,
Yeah.
listed his siblings and then his children. And so you can get conceivably the whole your whole line of family just from that one person.
And I was asking Betty, would they get that if you will they also get information if your tree is private?
Yes, anything that you add to your tree or anything that you add to find a grave, a census, or anything like that is automatically going to come up in Ancestry records to the side. If you hit search, all of that's going to come up whether it's private in your tree or not. The only thing that they don't have access to, it'd be probably the living siblings. But anyone that has passed away and that record comes up on Find a Grave or Ancestry is not private at all. Because you can go into Ancestry, because me and Jerry did it, and I showed him it's not private. Once that record goes into Ancestry, it becomes public. If
Okay.
you post an obit on your ancestry.com, that obit will come up for anybody searching the records, whether you're private or not.
Another thing that I like to do is that obit information that I had mentioned. I like to copy that, and then as Betty said, when you save to this information to to that person's profile, it will also put that information, or usually the photo that's attached here. You see the burial site. It'll put that photo in their timeline. But so I like to get the information from the obit and paste that up under the photo. So all that information is on my timeline.
Could you
And
explain the timeline and where is it located at?
oh yeah, so if you go back to his original page, um,
His
Leave Gus's,
ancestry page or his
yes, yes, his ancestry
ancestry?
page.
Ancestry.
Okay.
Did you save it to him already?
That save what?
Did you save this um
Record?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so it show up.
So let's find them in not find the graves. You want them in
Ancestry.
ancestry. Where is mine?
And also, I noticed that when you save the profile, it usually only saves the photo at the top. So you have to save that second photo separately in your photo gallery.
The only time the photo will come up on your Ancestry if you don't save it is if someone already has it. Then it'll come up as a hint.
Right.
Make sure he's there. Okay, there he is.
Okay. So then if you click um
I think Jerry
back.
shows life story.
Okay. Yes.
This one?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
And then scroll down.
I see. So this is the timeline.
Yes,
Hmm.
that's the time. So I
And
was,
and you did you say you can add something to it? Uh,
yeah, so I don't see the, okay, there it is. Oh no, that's the
oh,
marriage.
we can't hear you again.
What she's probably trying to say that you can't hear is anything you add to his profile on Ancestry is going to come up in his timeline, like
Okay.
the grave and the picture. It'll show there. If anyone hits timeline when they're searching, all that'll come up.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
There we
All right. Um, Whenever I adjust my lid, sometimes the microphone doesn't work. Okay, so I was actually looking for that photo from Find a Grave. And it'll usually say burial or here, but it lists the marriage twice here. Um, so I guess you could probably delete one of those.
I can
Um,
I can I can correct this if I have my find the grave information correct. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. She's also saying that if you added his grave photo to his profile, if you save the picture of his grave, it would show up like his wife.
Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at that. Let's at least do that.
yeah, and so the information also is added when you add the documents in your facts section. That information is also added to your timeline.
Okay. Well, here, can you see this one on Gus Elson?
The death,
Yeah, can you see Lee Gus the in Find the Grave?
You're still
I
on
want.
Ancestry.
Okay. Okay. Let's do this one. This one.
yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
No. How do we get this monument? You see, this is his this monument right over here. How do we get that on the timeline?
You click it.
Right click. I usually right click and then open um
I do save image and it goes to my gallery.
okay.
And then
Hold it, because I want to make sure I want to make sure we do it. I'm gonna do it right now. Let's work it out together. So,
Okay.
so what is the when you see
save
that?
image. Scroll down to save image, Jerry.
Yes.
It is. Click it.
So there's the image.
I use downloads.
So it's gonna go to my downloads.
You're going to click download up there.
Oh yeah.
And I usually put the person's name so they're not numbers.
Okay. And then you're going to come down to the bottom where
Say
that
so.
number is, where it says file name.
Yeah.
You're going to back that up and you're going to put, uh, I would put like Gus's stone.
Okay.
That way, when you go into your gallery, it is underneath the picture.
Yeah, whatever information you put here is going to label that photo. So I usually put the person's full name there.
Okay. Okay. G Gus. Let's say the Gus Ellison,
And then
just to keep it.
suggested stone.
Okay. And let's say headstone.
Yeah, headstone, exactly.
There that is. And this
You
is
hit
gonna go to the downloads. My
right. You're going to have to save it down there, your save button
I
Yeah,
at
got
the
it.
click the save
bottom.
button or
There you go.
enter.
All right. Now how are
Now
we gonna get that on the profile?
you would go back to Ancestry to him.
Okay. Uh, right here. Now Now what? His life. How do we get it to his life? I got to add it to his gallery.
We're still
Mhm.
seeing your,
Is that right?
Exactly. You
we're
go
still
to his profile in Ancestry, hit gallery on his profile, and
Yeah.
it'll
we still
take you to
see
downloads to add that picture.
we
Okay.
still see your Find a Grave page.
Okay. Let me change that. This one.
Yes.
Yes,
Correct.
you can go to gallery up there by your hints.
Right here. Choose a file
Right.
and get it from the download.
Now you scroll till you find his name.
Oh, it. Oh, okay. I did do it by his name. Hmm. I hope I didn't lose it.
You're in
Or you
documents.
or you can type Gus in the search and
Oh, here it
it should
is.
come up.
It
Here it
should
is
come
right
up
here.
right
Here
there
it
at
is.
the top.
Okay, pick that one and open it, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, so now,
Now
what
you
is,
would have up there by the picture of
yeah,
Gus, hit that camera, that little camera. Now click his stone. And over on the right side, click done, the green button up there at the top.
and there it is there. And Deborah, will it show up on the profile life story now?
It should.
Let's see. No, it didn't show up as a life story. It just went to his profile.
So
But that's okay.
you saved
I
it in your
got it.
gallery. The way that you just did it, it was saved in your gallery.
Well, how will it save in my life story?
You'd have to go to facts. Isn't that right, Deborah?
Um,
Wouldn't he have to go to facts? The button at the top, Jerry,
I got facts.
right? You'd have to add it facts.
Or how do you add facts?
No, it's you hit the button
Right there, right here,
facts.
right here. Add, right? Where it says add right here.
yes.
Add.
Well, one second. Can you scroll down through your sources? I just want to see something for a second.
Okay. To my sources.
Yeah, just scroll down your page.
Okay.
I
Is
don't
this
I
a
don't see where.
is this a source, like add a source or what?
Yeah.
Or
So
add a
okay, so if you go back to the top, this is how I usually save
okay.
the document. If you go to the top and highlight his name,
How you do that?
click Lee and just highlight his whole name. Click and drag his name
Or you want
over
me to
the
copy?
whole.
You want me to like just like I'm copying it?
Yeah, copy his name,
Okay, let me
his
see.
entire name that you have there.
There it is.
Okay, and then go to Find a Grave.
So should I copy it?
Yes, please. And then after that, go to Find a Grave.
Let me copy it.
Mhm.
Just find a grave. I can go to his profile. I had his profile too. There it is, right there. Let me get that. Right there.
Yes. And then click on Save To.
Yes.
Ancestry.
And it's at the bottom. It said it had saved it. Let's see. Now what?
Showing up. So when you click on Save To, another box should show up.
Okay.
Okay.
This one?
This one?
1 second. No, I don't see any box. Okay, when you click on Save To,
Okay.
Okay.
there you go.
There you go.
Ancestry. Oh, we can't see that box.
You can't see the box.
See the box
Let me see if it's down lower.
down lower.
No, it should come in the middle, just like Ancestry did.
Should it be on
Should it be on
Ancestry?
Ancestry?
No, so
No,
when you click on Save To, and just as that Save To shows up, if you click on Ancestry, another box should open.
So while that's like that, go to Ancestry.
No, just click on Ancestry. You have four options. Click on Ancestry.
Okay, I did.
And so another box should open up with an option to save there.
Okay. Well, at this time, I think that it's getting a little overwhelming. So, but thanks for that. Those kind of details. The basic functions of the program. That's our goal, is to use this program as a tool to discover where your ancestors are from, and it will help you connect to your current ancestors, their families, and that's important. Do you have do you have a question, or could someone add to what we've just done without getting too deep into it? Because we wanted to just touch the surface and let people know how important it is. And Betty is prepared to help be a mentor for those who are interested in how the program works. Correct? Betty?
Anyone that wants help, Jerry has my email. He has my phone number. You don't have to email me. You can call me. It's 605-219-0368. If you'd rather do email, that's fine. But if you call me, I'd like for you to text message me, because sometimes I pick my phone to unknown number.
Yeah, I can take your number down, because we can't give you numbers over the video.
If Gracie could mute herself, that's where the echo's coming from.
Go ahead, Deborah.
If Cousin Gracie could mute herself, that's where we're getting the echo from.
I can't hear you.
If Cousin Gracie could mute herself, please.
Oh yeah. Could you mute yourself, Gracie, please? Yeah, we were getting double talk.
Hey, Jerry, anyone that does not know the white slave owner, I would be glad to do a fishing tree like we talked about to try to help them like I did you. So if we have to go that route and I have to do the white ancestors until we tie it in, I'll be willing to do that also.
But that's great. And the main thing is that this is another helpful tool. How often do you use it, Deborah?
Whenever, so when it shows up in my hints, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, when it shows up in my hints, I usually click on it and go there, or if the person's deceased, I usually go there. Um, or if I want to try to find information, I usually go there to try to get to see if there's a obit information or a photo. I like having photos on my tree and the profile of that person.
That's great.
Another
Betty,
way to get Another way to get photos if they don't have them on Find a Grave or you don't have any is on Ancestry is to do Members Connect. You can search their tree, and if they have photos, you can add them to your tree.
are you familiar with that, Deborah?
No, I've not used that option before.
Let Jerry go back to his Ancestry and we'll show how to do it.
Okay. Ancestry, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Yes.
While Jerry's doing, when Jerry gave me the name, the first thing I did is I went to Find a Grave to see if I could find it. And if I didn't find it there, up in his toolbox up here at the top, if you'll click his tools,
Right here?
yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you'll come down to Members Connect, click that button, and it'll say Suggestive Edits and Connections. I hit Suggest because there's more people there. Up at the top, Jerry,
Yes, this
with
one.
the number. There you go. You see it.
Let me click the number.
Another important tool.
Okay, there's the number. Go ahead, Betty.
It's gonna show it's gonna show 3 people. There's the first one. You scroll down, all 3 of those will be listed. And it'll show, yeah, see. Okay, so as I look at what he's got over here in the green, and of course we're gonna see Jerry's because it's gonna come up. But now, Jerry, scroll back to the top. And we'll do this first one where it says Judy's family
Yes,
under his name. Click his name over on the right side.
this one.
Yes, sir. That is going to bring her tree up. And you see, she shows him to have a second wife, Dilly Jones, and 2 other children.
Yeah, this
Then
one.
it comes down.
Yeah, Henry and Luella.
Yeah. So it shows both wives
Right. And Mary.
down that side of his kids and stuff. And if they have a picture, it's going to show up beside there. And if he had had a picture, I would have clicked that person. I would have hit that picture. I would have saved it to my gallery to add it to my tree. I didn't have a death certificate, I would click Texas death certificate. I would save that image.
I want to share this with you while we've had this. And this is something that, thanks for going to this memory trees. Now, I know that over here, my great grandmother, here she is, Sarah J. Ellison. There she is. And I know, based off of this Gum Ellison's will, that he does have two other children, because when he passed away, he left some land to we know, Henry and Ella, and all of these other kids, including my grandmother. He left her 42 acres. And so right now, this has been helpful. This has been helpful. Betty, this is something that
Yes, sir.
I didn't have, and that I can, if I feel confident in her records, I can add this information to mine. Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I do is I get a notebook, Jerry, I write them down that's in that tree. I write them down, and then I will go to find the grave to see if I can verify.
This has him having 3 wives. Here's another one.
He has 4, doesn't he?
Yeah. And the man, he wasn't that old. he he was born in 52, and he passed away at the age of what?
And you can click on those individual wives and see if they have records that a census with her and his name on it. Or, you can pick up information by clicking the wives and see what he has to verify all that.
Okay.
You can add that information to your tree. You can click each child, the wife.
Okay.
You can click the information. You can click them and see if they have the same information. And if they have additional, you can click that also and add it to your tree. If you don't have it, you can merge it with your tree.
So thank you, Betty. Deborah, did we answer your question about memory trees?
Yeah, that was helpful. I've not used that before. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And every time, we're sharing each other's experiences. That's what this format is about. We're helping each other. And each of us have certain gifts and talents. And when we put them together, it just makes us stronger, and it helps our descendants, and it honors our ancestors. Hello, Gracie. Yeah, it keeps going out. Hello, Gracie. Can you hear me, Gracie? Unmute see if you can unmute yours now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
How
you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for
Hello,
joining
everyone.
us.
Huh?
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
It's great to know.
So we heard the good information.
I beg your pardon?
We heard the great information
What great information?
of your test.
Oh, my kidney thing?
Your DNA test.
Oh, what? No, I haven't heard anything on my DNA. I mean, I haven't been on it in a while. I tell you the truth, I'm just lost. Completely lost. So I've been listening to everyone, but you couldn't hear me, so I couldn't talk. So Walter brought me over another laptop, so that's how come I can talk now. But no, I haven't really been on Ancestry. I really don't understand it, so I haven't been on it.
You know
I
what,
haven't.
Gracie? You can call me, honey, and I'll walk you step by step through it and help
And
you.
that's great to know. I need all the help I can get.
Well, I'll be glad to do that for you.
Thank you so much.
It is hard to understand everything that's going on when you just get on,
Yes.
but I'll be glad to help.
Okay, thank you. And, what's your number?
605.
No. We have to put it in the chat.
Okay.
And I'll get the
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's good.
And here's what one of our on our agenda. They said that we would assign mentor
Mm-hmm.
to members requesting their help. So officially, Clarice, we're assigning Betty as a mentor. And the reason why you're getting feedback, Deborah, is because both of us are talking. We'll shut it down. I shut mine down.
Oh, I have to shut it down. It didn't come up.
No, continue. Continue. Basically, we have to speak one at a time, and then we won't get the feedback. That's what we're saying.
Okay.
So, Lisa, how has your research been going? Lisa?
Hello, everyone. Hi, cousin. It's going really good. I think I had a lot of duplicates, so I'm trying to clean that all up. So that's what I've been working on, cleaning it up and also just trying to work with my hints as I get them. But it's coming. I'm excited. I work every day. My kids say that I do it all day, and I literally do. I'm on it all the time, and it's kind of funny because I stopped for over 6 months. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but for some reason, I'm back on, and I'm like at full speed ahead. So it's exciting.
That's good to know.
Yes,
What
very excited.
What have you recently discovered?
Oh, wow. I discovered some uh I discovered some very scandalous things. I don't think I'm ready to share that right now, but I discovered some really crazy stuff. But yeah, uh when I'm stumbling. I think I have to wrap my head around everything, and then I think I'll be more ready to share. I'm just trying to dissolve it all, to just take it all in.
I understand. We understand.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Deborah?
Hello, all. I haven't researched, and in several months I had some vision issues that are being corrected, and so I'm basically on to listen and glean, uh and just learn as I go. I don't want to step away, so I just like to jump on Zooms when I can, and and just learn as I go.
This your contributions today have helped. When we brought up the topic of Find the Grave, uh, that's one program that's overlooked, and you see the power that it has.
Yeah, I actually so I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and oh well, thank you. Um, I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I was struggling with my dad's side of the family, the Maddox Brundage side. And so I went to the Underground Railroad uh, Museum downtown, where they have the museum on one floor, and then they have a genealogy department on the second floor. And so I have an aunt who's a year older than me. She will always say that I look like well, she's a half aunt actually. My dad's half younger sister. She would always tell me how I look like her grandmother's her grandmother's her grandmother. I've never seen her, and for that matter, I've never heard her name until then. So she told me that her name was Magdalene Shelley. And so I have her on my tree. No hints really came up. And so she was a brick wall. Well, when I went to the Underground Railroad, um, I was the only person there, and there was only one volunteer there, and she worked with me, and we uncovered that Magdalene Shelley was her married name. Her maiden name was actually Magdalene Comer, Comer. And so putting Magdalene Comer out of Alabama in my tree gave me hints, and that broke down that brick wall. So yeah. So and it turned out that I was on Find a Grave, and there wasn't a photo of my mother's deceased sister. And I requested a photo to be taken of her headstone. And that same volunteer was that person who went to Spring Grove Cemetery, and she was able to take a photo of my aunt's headstone. And she said, "I remember you coming to the Underground Railroad." So that was it was touching that she was able to help me twice in two ways. But she's another one who loves genealogy, and you can just tell when people do, and it's genuine. And some people are cut out for it and some aren't. So
I was saying, I was saying, I was saying, shut Lexus down. That's my little dog. Come here, Lexus. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. He's all bark, and
oh.
he will bite you. He will bite you, boy. Now you cut out all that noise, okay? All right. There he is. Lexus. He's a 3-year-old Yorkie. He's my road dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I know they have it. That's a scam, they tell me, uh, cousin Lisa. So at this time, I'm going to um, have open mic Sunday, and the participants will be able to discuss any subject that's on their mind. And would Deborah, would you co-host with me as a mediator of this session, please?
Sure, I wouldn't mind. Thanks.
Okay. So please, you know, going forward, you are the host, and this is open mic Sunday, and you can discuss any topics that you want to discuss. And if I'm opening up the screen so y'all can share screens and do whatever works for you beautiful women. It's all yours.
Gracie, I would like to know what surnames are you researching, and the areas that you're researching. Also, if you have your information uploaded to GEDmatch, if you have a GEDmatch number. If you can unmute, please. If you can unmute, please, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Okay, I'm searching. I don't know a lot. I was born under the name Irvin, Ervin, but I don't go by that name. It's a whole story. I go by Spears, and that's not my biological name. I don't know how. I know my siblings' last name is Spears, but I don't know how they managed to give me that name. Also, this is not written anywhere. It was just I was just using it until my mom one day told me that was not my real last name. My last name was Irvin, and that's what my birth certificate has, Irvin. But I used Spears all my life, so I'm still using that name. And yeah, I have GEDmatch. I think because I thought I gave it to Jerry. I thought I did, but I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay, so what surnames are you researching?
Irby, Irby. It's quite a. That's the one I started out with. I started out with some information I got from a cousin, which last name is Lewis, which I met on Ancestry also. And that's how I got a lot of information, because I didn't know it. I don't know much, honestly. I don't know a lot. I think that's why I'm so confused and I give up on it. I don't know what I did with it. Jerry, can you hear me?
Oh, cousin Jerry is muted.
Gracie, can you remember any parts of your GEDmatch number? The first two letters?
I'm looking. I mean, I have it. I have to if I wait a minute. Let me look over here. I have to go to my ancestry.
If you know the email address that you used, we can pull it up that way.
I didn't do it. Teresa did it, so it would be under Teresa.
Oh, okay.
Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Deborah, with your presentation without that.
I have it. I just can't find my. Okay, let's see. Teresa. Okay. GEDmatch.
See, she's keeping the records, Betty. She's keeping the records. That's cool.
I'm looking. This is Jerry.
So while Gracie is doing that, Jerry, you said Betty can help with the enslaver information or finding your enslaver information.
I will help her with what she needs.
Okay, let me see.
You said
It's coming slowly. What happened? Um, 10 to 23. I have the GEDmatch here, but I don't see the number. She just has Gracie GEDmatch 101523.docx. So I don't know.
Excuse me.
I don't know. It's not coming up like that.
okay.
But it's here. I put Teresa name. So if you put in Teresa, I don't know if Jerry wants to do that though. I can't hear you.
Let's move on.
Yeah, because I have it, but I don't see the number.
Okay.
I thought I gave it to you one time.
Yes, you did. I know. I don't have it right on me either. So
I don't
in
either.
the interest of time, let's continue. What was your question, Deborah?
Oh, I was just wanting to know more of her information, areas she researched, things like that.
Gracie, please
Huh?
put yours on mute.
Okay, hold on, please.
Go ahead, Deborah.
Betty, how do you go about finding the enslaver information?
The question to me?
That was towards Betty.
I have it on my father's side, and I'm pretty close to having it on my mother's side.
Now, I was asking Betty, how does she search finding one's enslaver information?
Well, let me show you a DNA facts. Let's do that one first because Betty and I are still working on my mother's side of the family, but I'll show you how I got my name Moss and how I got the information. To answer it, I did my research, but one of my I was minding my own business, and one of my Caucasian DNA relatives contacted me. She saw my tree and she said, I see that this family, this Rufus Moss, who's my second great grandfather, that family seems to be flourishing. I want to help you. I believe I have DNA connections and I have information that I'll share with you to show who I believe is the slaveholder of your family, number one, and who might be your second great grandfather's father. And she did it with DNA.
Okay.
She showed me records of some of my cousins who are DNA matches to her. And it's not only her, and there's one of my Caucasian white guys, Tommy Lewis, did the same thing. And it's the same, their third great grandfather is the person who matches my cousins by DNA. And I match them too. So sometimes you're minding your own business, but then it comes in doing my research. But one of the Caucasians, her name is Lauren Day Moll, shared the information with me and documented it. And it verified by DNA how we both are related. So that's how I received mine. And I can share screen when needed to show you. I yield black.
Okay. That's good.
Deborah, you don't hear me.
Unmute yourself, Gracie, then she can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay, I think it's this number.
I am.
968.
It's going to be letters first.
Letters.
Like two
Because
letters.
the letters at the end. Because that's what I have here. GEDmatch 968738F.
Okay, say that one more time.
968738F. I'm not sure that's what I have written here.
One more time, repeat it again.
968738F as in Frank. So Jerry, because yours, I have yours. Now let me know if this is right. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm doing it wrong because yours start with an E. Is that right? With an E?
F-E.
F-E. I got E. So
Well, can
Do
you
you-
give me that number then?
I have E9687385.
Repeat it again, please.
E as in Eddie, 9687385. But I have you because I have Jerry Moss here. So I don't know why I don't know. It's been a while. I just keep looking.
See if that's actually a GEDmatch number.
You said an F. I don't know what this look like, a S E. With the same number.
Yeah, it says it doesn't exist.
No.
Okay. All right. We can move on.
I keep looking.
Let me answer this question. Okay, while you're while you're looking, I can show you one of the documents if you're interested in seeing one of the documents that Lauren. Do you have it now? You think, Gracie? Okay.
I actually wanted to know the process and how a person who wants to find their enslaver, what the process is, what steps you would go through to try to find your enslaver.
The first step you would do that I suggest you do is look on your trees. Here's how I did mine. Um, it was with GEDmatch first because I did a GEDmatch and a high number matched me in GEDmatch, and it was a Caucasian, and they had their emails. So I reached out to him, and he said, "Oh no, I can't get into it. I don't." He was equivocating, but later on, he gave some information. One of them gave information, but that's when I was inexperienced. I didn't have it down because he was equivocating back and forth. It could be, and all that. That's what started it. But what happened, what happened with what I suggest, the way that you can find out is It's through DNA now. Look at your highest matches that are Caucasian,
Okay.
and then reach out to them. Do some, reach out to them, do a shared match with that person, and then build build a rapport with them, build some trust with them, because the DNA doesn't lie. Some of them are like, they're like 100 centimorgans, and so with that, they're definitely a relative. They're fourth through sixth cousins.
Right.
And then if they're experienced like ourselves, then you can start eliminating and come down to a branch who's a possible. First, you'll find out if it's on your mother's side or your father's side, and then you have four great grandparents. Then you'll be able to discern which one of those grandparents branch it is. You see, that's one way of doing it. Go ahead, Betty.
Like we know that your Ellison is a match through two of my ex-husbands, but we also know that your Swain is probably through my grandfather, but we just have to find the proof.
And that's through DNA.
Right.
And and then what happens, they'll start talking to you and you compare your trees and you'll start seeing matches that matches. Okay, here's one here. I should be able to show you this one here, Deb. Right here. Can you all see this?
Yes.
It's small, but can you see it?
Yes. Thanks for making it larger.
Say yes or no if you can see this.
Yes.
Yes. Thanks
Okay.
for making it larger.
Here's a record. I had a meeting in September, and here's what Tommy told me. Hi, cousin Jerry. He said, hi, cousin Jerry. I put he said he got a chance to watch the meetings that he didn't attend. He thoroughly enjoyed the meeting that I had, cousin Lewis. And then he went on and sent me, he said, yes, at one time I did have a GEDmatch because I asked him the same thing. But since removed the account, maybe this will help. It's a few of my matches from ancestors that descend from Rufus and Reuben Moss. If you have any questions, let me know. Did you hear that?
Yes.
That's clear. And then look what he shows me. He shows me some matches. His Val, my cousin Val, he matched him 111 centimorgans. It's his second cousin. He showed another one. This is Val's niece, 106 centimorgans. Then it comes down to 26 centimorgans, 22 centimorgans, and here's one right here, 125 centimorgans that matches Tommy.
Do you know?
And here's one, 99.
Do you know? Do you know Val?
Pardon me?
Do you know Val?
I know all of them. I know that
Damn.
that they're her grandfather Her great grandfather and my great grandfather were brothers.
Okay.
See?
Wow. Okay.
So bingo.
Mm-hmm.
My great grandfather was named Thomas Moss, and her great grandfather was named um, James Monroe Moss. They're cousins. I mean, they're brothers. And so that Tommy matches, you see this, matches her 111, 113. And these are my cousins. So I talked to them. They're on my meetings. And so then he went further to say, okay, we that's the male. This is a male. So I had two Caucasians cousins who are sharing this information, and it's the same. Their third great grandfather. They have his name, they have wills, and they have DNA that
Mm-hmm.
points to this person. So that's how. That's one of the records for him. Now let me tell you how. Let me tell you how sophisticated it gets with Lauren, my Caucasian cousin there. Her. Watch this. I don't want to show that. I'm going to show one that really has something. Okay, I share this screen. Can you see the screen? Or I share it right here.
No, we still see your
Watch this. Here it is
rail.
right
Okay,
here.
there we go.
You see it?
Yes.
You remember when you asked about Val? Here she is
Yes.
right here. Val Randolph.
Okay. Uh-huh.
15 Central Morgans with Lauren. Now she also matches that Tommy. Remember Tommy, the white guy? This
Yes.
is
Uh-huh.
this is my DNA cousin, the the female. And look
Okay.
how she went through look how she goes through it. She has color coded. She had to document it with the different groups. Like, then here's one. You know, I told you about. Here's the, that's the 111. She matches 15 Central Morgans with Lauren, my Caucasian female cousin, and remember 111 with Tommy. So they both have talked. I had meetings with them. We've had group meetings, but she's more detailed. She's an educator and she had more information, and she wanted to help us
Mm-hmm.
because she felt that she had empathy for us, and she wanted to give us as much information that she could to identify who she says is the slaveholder based off of DNA, her third great grandfather, C. C. Moss, Curl Coffee Jackson Moss is his name. So so here it comes down. Here's all these people. Look at all this information she has. Her is 31 more 31 matches with Tommy. I know this here Pat McGee. That's James Monroe's grandson. And here's Jane, Daniel, Henry. So look at the details that this woman's coming up with. She's giving us records and matches her DNA. So that's an example of one file. And here she is. Let me give you let me get you a copy of let me put her up. Right. So ask me the question as we go now. As you go. Here she is, Lauren Day Moll. She's the one that shared the records with me. And I have not only that, here's what she did too. She shared the will. She has the will in her records that names the names. But I want to show you one more about trails. PDF. Am I answering your question, Deborah?
So you're actually showing me, you're showing me, but it's not showing us exactly the steps on how we can find our, uh, like, okay, so as I had mentioned, I had invited cousin Deidre to the call. She can't make it, but Brundage is a brick wall for us. We've gone through deeds trying to find our Brundage enslavers so that we can find the how we're connected. Her, for one, her Brundage is spelled completely different than my Brundage, and so we're just trying to find ways to find how we're connected.
Well, the way that I recommend is, again, build build relationships with people like this. Here's Tommy. That's Tommy Lewis. So you'll have to see who you match with DNA. Just like here she's on here right now. Betty. I
Yes.
matched her through the pictures. Uh, she matched me in my DNA, and I reached out to her. She's Caucasian, and then she started sharing her records. It was very
Yeah,
forthcoming, and we are DNA cousins. And she ended up filling in the blanks
yeah.
to the
So
best. That's
I've done that actually. I've done that a couple years ago, and so with no success, or else I wouldn't be asking the question. But I was just wondering if there was just trying to find other ways. So we have the slave ship that um, my Brundage came in on. Um, it's just a brick wall that we're up against, just trying to find different strategies, different avenues. But going through the wheel, we combed through the wheel, we couldn't find any information there. Just trying to find other ways to, and that's going to open up um, other DNA cousins as well.
well. This is Here's the will of my third great grandfather. Remember we were talking about Gum Ellison earlier. This is his slaveholder, Holloway Holloway Ellison. Let me make it big. Jerry Brent Moss. This is my fourth great grandmother. And this is a will of this Thomas Ellison who passed away in July of 1872. And he left no will. So it went to probate. And this is the one that Betty is helping me with. And as you go down, here's Caroline and child $900, Negro boy Henry $400. This portion of the will talks. That's James Monroe. That's he's my great grandfather's brother. These are the Mosses. These are the Moss men. Let me show you some of great my great uncles. They were porters too. There they are. The Samuel and James. And this James, he's he's the one. In 1911, he's one of the first black persons to get a degree in theology from Howard University. He got 1911. And a couple of them went to Howard University, but that's James Monroe, who his career, he was a minister. And this is his brother Samuel. And he was a porter. And look at him. And what they ended up doing, about four of these brothers, three of these brothers, they were porters. And that raised the family's income, raised them to middle class, and they were able to travel. And they eventually came to California. So that's their story. But that's what it takes when you're doing your research and reaching out to them, to your DNA relatives. That's what I call them. They help you, and that's an
I would,
example.
Jerry, I would suggest that Deborah go to Ancestry and do that Members Connect and see if she can find more facts through other people that's searching that Bundy name. Because it's going to pull up different trees that she can look at.
That's a good idea. So you're saying go to one of my Brundage DNA matches and then go to Members Connect and see what other trees that they're
Yes,
researching that
ma'am.
same person? Okay.
That will probably give you a lot of information. But you got to remember, there's not a lot of records back then. So it's going to be what people have on their family tree
Mhm.
that's going to help you.
Okay.
Because it'll give you a name. And there again, you can turn into find a grave and see if there's anything there as for counties as where the other members of the family was born. You can search find a grave for a burial site.
Okay.
And you can do like Jerry said, told me you can make a fishing tree and put that one name in there and start and see what you pull up. And you find stuff and you verify it, and then you can add it to your tree when it's correct. I would suggest to Gracie that she go into her tree and put the name on the birth ticket and the name that she's using now to see what other kind of records come up with her. She used both names because that would pull her name that's on her birth certificate would pull up other relatives or members that are under that name. She might
No, it's just me and my mom. I don't know what happened there. It's just me and her because the family last name is actually IRBY, and that was my grandmother before she got married. Her last name was Lewis, and then she married Irby. But I don't know what happened way back then that me and my mom have the same last name and nobody else does. I don't know.
Do you have your mom's birth certificate?
No. I don't have anything on hers.
Have you done members? Well, even with that Members Connect would show you other people that's connected to her.
I have a tree. I put some stuff in there, and that's how I came up with some of the names. But I haven't put everybody in. I think maybe I should do that. Of the aunts and uncles, even though they're deceased, I still have some of their information that was emailed to me through Charles. So
yeah, I would add it to see what else comes up.
Yeah.
How far back are you able?
I can't hear you.
How far back are you able?
I think my granddad was back like 19 something, 18 something. I've written it down. I mean, it goes way, way back. It's like the great, great, great granddad, then the great, great granddad, then the great granddad, and it's it's all on my mama's side because I know nothing about my dad's side, nothing whatsoever. I've had someone call me and said that I'm maybe related to them, but they never call me back.
Oh,
So,
girl, I'm just ready to dig in yours.
huh?
I'm just ready to dig in yours.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I know we were out of Alabama, Selma. I know that. And then I was told everyone left Selma and went to Birmingham. But my mom was here in Florida. So I don't know.
You
I'm
know,
trying to find this stuff out. Huh?
sometimes I go on Google, and if I have information on them, I will tap their name, when they were born, when they died, and see if anything comes up, because I have found some information in what they call wiki. It'll pop up and give you suggested hints to look for that.
Well, I know if I put in my mom's birthday and when she passed, I already know what's gonna pop up. I already saw it. It's she died she was born in 42 and she died in 1970. What was it? 78? Somewhere in there. She passed. So she was 32 when she passed away. So I don't have a lot. I don't know a lot because she didn't raise me, so I don't know a lot.
I have a brick wall too. My grandmother on my dad's side, I have no information on her as to where she is now, or anything. So it happens.
Yeah, you get kind of frustrated with it, you know. And my sister yesterday were asking me questions. They don't want to do it, but they want me to do all the work.
I do it for my own family. That's why my tree is so full and so large.
Hey,
On it.
hey,
I have a tree.
hold it. One person has to talk at a time. I mean, this is not like we're sitting in the same room.
Wait. Get up there.
So let's let one person talk at a time. And so one has to be mute, and then the other one has to talk. Please do that because we're getting feedback. Like Gracie, when you talk, everybody else is gonna turn theirs off, mute. And when somebody else is talking, you please mute yours.
Okay.
So that being said, I have been working with Gracie, and she's taking the steps that she needs to take to find to a best of her ability. She doesn't have this support group of her immediate family with her research. So on this format, we help. But as for getting specifics, we don't have a lot of specifics, but we do have the fact that she is a DNA cousin, and we worked through it. So when you and there's a number of our members who have helped and are helping each other. So that's where we're at. So, like I said, one of the ways that we can be more productive in this open Sunday session, if you see down below, there's a, just raise your hand so we can just see you, and then Deborah will recognize you. And other than that, stay on mute. And then when she recognizes you, come off on mute. Come off on mute. How's that? Does that work? Will that work for y'all?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's good.
Go ahead, Deborah.
Betty, you were saying
About what, hon?
I guess you were giving Gracie suggestions.
Well, my suggestion was to her to put her birth name and the name that she goes by now, the Urban and the Spears, both on there, to see if something come up with her birth name records, to add both names, both last names on there, so that she could pull up more for the Irving, since that is her legal name, that more records would pop in that way.
Okay, and Grace, what do you think about that suggestion? You have to unmute.
Yeah, okay, I can try that. Add both names. Yes.
So you were mentioning, you said going, what, 3 or 4 generations back. Have you tried to use your through lines to see if there's other people who have suggestions that can help you build your tree as well?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
That's a great way, I
I
believe,
believe,
to help
to help
build your,
build your,
not
not
necessarily build your
necessarily build
tree,
your tree,
but
but
the through
the
lines.
through
If you
lines.
can
If you can
mute, please,
mute,
Gracie.
please, Gracie. I can't hear you.
If you could
If you
please
could
mute.
please mute.
Okay, using through lines is, to me, I think is a great asset and tool to help with your DNA matches. Actually, that's how I found cousin Lisa. So when you use your through lines, it uses not only your information, but it uses other people's information that they have in their trees. And so, but you have to build your tree out. I've gone past I knew I had a relationship with my great grandparents on my mother's side, so that information was solid for me. Um, and then my grandmother's siblings, and I had a relationship with them, so that information was solid. So I put that information in the tree. So then when through lines would give me say a hint that um, there is a cousin, for instance, on my dad's side, I don't know that many people. So when I saw cousin Lisa was a match on my dad's side, exactly. That's what cousin Jerry is bringing up now, the through lines. When I saw that Lisa was a match on my dad's side, I was really excited because I don't know that many people. So it showed what I had in my tree, and then it showed what she had in her tree, and then I used the research and the documentation to come up to her, to bring myself up to a generation before her, actually. And then so I reached out to her and told her that we were DNA matches. I couldn't figure out exactly how we're related because I couldn't figure out her parents. And so then she, reached out to me, and that was what, 3 years ago. So I really recommend using through lines to do research as well. Because Jerry, can you demonstrate the through lines, please?
Yes, I will. Can you see it? Can you see the true
Yes,
lines?
we can.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. What she was saying is, I'm gonna go back. The true lines, through lines, they're based off of your tree, and other individuals have trees also, and so they put them all together and match. Just it's pretty accurate. And if they have matches and have DNA relatives, uh, uh, relatives that are similar, True Lines gives you an approximate. This is a possible relative. But one thing it gives you is it does give you a DNA match, and this is what she's talking about. She was looking at her father's side, and it said you have like about 7 matches on his side, and then when you pick his side, that was her father's. That's his 5 side. Here's my grandfather. See, on my side of the family, here's my mother, here's my father's. And here's his, I know my four grandparents. Here they are right here. See, that's why she said you have to build out your tree. And if you build it out further, here's my great grandfather. See, great grandmother, great grandfather, and great grandmother. This is on my mother's side. And then what happens is you'll click on like this Thomas Moss. It says there's 8 DNA matches. So I'll go here. I'll click on them. Yeah, I click that, and look what comes up. It saves you time. Here he is. That's Thomas Moss, my dad, and here I am. That's Kenneth Moss. There I am. But my grandfather, this is his sister. And look at this. This is his sister, Molly Moss Page. Like I do put the Moss name, her maiden name, and watch this. 3 DNA matches. I'll click there, and look at here. There they are on this. Uh, well, let's get out of this. Don't get to jumping on me now. My mouse. But anyway, they're on my page. It comes down, and here's the matches. You can see the matches. And here's a match from Thelma Page, private. And here's a match, 110 centimorgans. I didn't know that person. I don't know them. But I know they're a DNA match. I can reach out to that person and tell them how we're related. Here's my great aunt. It's from her daughter and her granddaughter. And here's Sharon Henry. And here's a new one. Look at this. This Page Junior, 816, 17 centimorgans across 2 segments. So that's how you can find, and here's one, Dora McKinney. Over here. It gives you it gives you matches that you normally wouldn't be able to find. It's jumping on me, but okay, let's do this one here. Now, right here, Carrie Moss, right here. Click on there and look at these. It gives me Roxanne Burnell, Fanny, and I've talked to these people, I'll contact them and tell them how they're related to me through the through lines. And so avid researchers, some of them don't even use it. And then when you do get that program, look, if I don't want to have to do all this here, hitting all these brick walls, I use true lines. Some of this information isn't up here isn't verifiable, but you better believe the one that says a DNA match, that's a DNA match, and work on them. That's an example. But you have to build your tree out as far as you can build it, and then you'll have true lines. And here's where it's located at. DNA, not origins, not matches. It's called through lines right there. You click on through lines and look at it. It comes up by your matches. And then if you want, that's all of them. Now, if I want to do by parent, I click right here. And it breaks it down. All my parental matches are over here on my father's side and my maternal side. You get the matches for them. And these are some of the names. So when I'm reaching out to new people who I don't know, I say, you match me in my father's name, and I'll give them some of these surnames. See that? Burnell, Jackson, Joe, Moss. And on my mother's side, when I'm reaching out to somebody there, because I deep sea fish, I'm throwing these hints out in the ocean and see what bites, you know. And they're just Grayson, Gray, Gilden, and Miller. And so, and then somebody will, at some point, they'll come back. But you got to put it in. You got to put your information out in order to get information from them. You can't sit back and wait for people to come to you and answer these questions. If you do some fishing, if you reach out to other people with honesty with your story, they'll respond. Look, 7,000, 9,000 on my father's side, 9,000 on my mother's side. I don't know 9,000 relatives, but they're in the database. But you got to reach out to them.
Cousin Jerry.
Go ahead.
Can I show you another way to get to the through lines?
Go ahead.
Okay, so can you can you share your page again, please?
Okay.
You have 1,000 more than I do. I only have 8. Can you go to your matches, your DNA matches?
Right here.
At the top, DNA match or DNA and then matches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Here they
then
are.
you can sort them by common ancestor.
Right here.
Oops.
Right.
Yeah, click on that and see if it says common ancestor. It used to be able, before they did that update, it used to be yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
So if you're already in on your DNA page, you can sort them by your ancestor.
And as a follow-up, look how far I go down to 4th great grandparents, 5th great grandparents, and the further some of them have more. Like this Caroline Tabor, she has 17 DNA matches that I can check out. So I'll push right there, and that's when we've been talking about the Ellisons and the Tabors. And there she is. Here's Henry. Henry was one of the ones who was in that will, isn't it? Henry Tabor. Early Bird Ella Tabor, And look down here at the bottom. And these are cousins, 25, 15, 14. And it shows how they're cousins on that one. Maddie knew. And I've talked to these new relatives. I didn't know them, but I know them now because I've talked to them. Here he is, like Joe knew. He's 91 Central Morgan. I never knew him. Good, good, good DNA. I never knew this cousin, but that's what she's talking about. I called and talked to him. I know Julene now. I never knew not any of them, and I know how we related. You see, what side of the family? On my grandmother's side. My grandmother, the Ellisons, the Tabors and the Ellisons. So it's a very, very powerful program.
But you have to do your research and check out the documentation, not just solely go on what Through Lines is suggesting, because not everybody's tree is right.
Yeah, but you're right. But it gives you something, it eliminates a lot of the uh, um, some search time when you really concentrate on your tree. Go
Most
ahead,
definitely.
Betty. Betty, did you say were you going to say something?
No, sir. I'm just listening because you
Have,
taught me that.
have you used True Lines?
Yes, I have.
What's your opinion on it?
I like it, but like Deborah said, sometimes their your information and theirs is not right. So I have to verify. I have to verify first because they may, have something in there that's not right. And I've even had through lines people with the same name, but when I go to check them out, they're not. The records will show that they have different grandparents, and they just don't have those right. So you have to be careful there. But a DNA match, they didn't come up on my. Uh, they didn't come up on my DNA match, but they were on my through line. But it may be because they didn't have a DNA test. So there's that too. But one that said that she wasn't because when I checked into it, she had her records. If she had went a little further, she found out she had different grandparents. Same last name, but a different grandparent. You really have to search it.
Cousin Jerry?
Lisa, I have a question for you. Have you learned some additional research techniques, and uh, what is your comfort level uh, interacting with us on this format? Oh, there she goes again. She fell out.
Yeah,
She's been going in
her
and out.
connection is bad today.
Okay. What about you, Deborah? Same question.
Um, Definitely the Family Connect. And I would go a step further and say probably the message board. I've not used that either. But I'm actually, when we get finished, I'm going to go to the Family Connect and see where I can how I can utilize it there. So thanks again, Betty, for that.
And on that level, uh, this is another example that, you know, I believe we'll be able to come together as a country when we realize that we have more in common than we have the differences. This cousin of mine takes DNA cousin. I think she's like about 17 centimorgans. She matched me when Ancestry had these pictures. Since then, I have this DNA Pro, and I don't see the pictures now about new relatives, and that's what I use to reach out to the who I know who are my relatives. I do a reach out bait message, deep sea fishing. I might come up with a bass, a tuna,
Come on
a
now.
shark, or a whale. So it's all, you might start catching one and then you talk to them and work it out, and then sooner or later you got somebody. They might start off at 17 centimorgans, but after that you might have you either go up to a whale, somebody, a half brother, uh, a kid, and then God is the source. We're the messengers, so we have to use the information that God has given us. We have to use it wisely. How we and use some discernment. How we use this information that He's allowed us to have.
Cousin Lisa, you had a question?
Yes, I typed it because there's a lot going on in my background. I apologize. I was basically asking Cousin Jerry if there was a template. You said you got a message and you basically can, get someone that bites and someone that may not bite. I was just wondering if there's I'm wondering what you say. Is there a template that you have that you go by that can give some pointers on? I've never really, there's times when I do send a little, like, one letter, a very short sentence basically, but I'm wondering if there's something else that I could say. And you also indicated that you look at the surname, which is not something that I've done. So I'm getting a lot of good tips on what things to use. And I have to apologize because I keep going out, so I'm missing a lot of stuff. There was also the issue of how to basically, when you went into DNA matches, Cousin Deborah was walking you through how to do a search or something for common ancestors. I kind of missed that as well. But yeah, that was pretty much what I was asking about.
Cousin Jerry, you're muted.
Yes, there is there is a template. But you know about the template? It's your individual template. But I have one that I use. I tell my story. Put your story down as best as you can, as you have it. And then, as you know, well, you got your story from both sides of your family as best as you can have, that you can glean and get it, and then write it down, because then you'll be able to send that message out to your DNA matches, and then they'll respond to you. And then you can just change that message each time just by changing the name. You copy and paste, copy and paste. So when you're doing your research, reach out, go fishing. Take 10 minutes to fish. You know they're your match, but give them your information, and then they'll respond back with more information for your tree and how they're connected to you. Some will, some won't. but you have to go. If you want a whale's not coming. Whales not coming on the beach. They're not coming until you actually go out there and catch them. It's one thing to hook them, and because a lot of people are out there, you hook them. That doesn't mean you're going to bring them in. Any kind, any kind of fish. So then you got to have the techniques. How do you bring them in, and build a relationship with them?
And Cousin Jerry, can you share your screen, please, to show how you got to the ancestor? I'm sorry, the through line through the matches.
Okay, I will. All right, let's do this. All right. Can you see my home screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Over here, there's a couple ways. One is DNA, and you can come down here and say through lines right there. You can get them, that'll go directly to them like this. That has, there they are, the pictures. And then what Ancestry does, it compiles relatives to your ancestors who matches them and who are DNA matches. And then like my grandmother, there's 6 DNA matches. So look at this. Some of them are between 363 centromorgans to 3,400 centromorgans. When you get somebody that's 3,400 centromorgans, that's like one of your kids, one of my kids. So let's do a shared match with them. There they are right there. Never try to overwhelm somebody because you have more knowledge than them. Take it to where they can comprehend it. The information you have, if you learn, teach. But there's a way of teaching. And one of the ways is just like Cousin Deborah did. She's asked questions. Look at this. Here they are. There were 6 people, and this is my grandmother. There she is, M. Kirksey. That's my grandson, Delon. Look, he's 1,800 centimorgans. My grandnephew, this is my brother Stevie. His grandson, and here's my brother Dale, and my and here's his son Dale Dave Moss, and my aunt Shirley, and there's James. So that's how you get it that way. And we'll go back to matches. That's one way, and then we're going to do Deborah's way. Get your DNA matches and look where it says by ancestor, and you click right there. And there's these ancestors. And again, they start off your first, your parents, your four grandparents, and then it goes further. Like this Rachel, look at her. I got 25 DNA matches with her, and they're from 8 to 3,400. So you click on that one. Watch how many of these cousins come up. There they are, Zachary. And now I have some actual people who are on Ancestry. See this Angel Barber? 51 centromorgans across 3 segments. Whenever you have segments, they are definitely DNA relatives, somebody that you need to talk to. You got to reach out to them.
Can I say something else there?
Go ahead.
So from that Rachel, I can't pronounce those names. Based on from Rachel at the top, so it's telling you to evaluate. going down to Dora Zachary. And then from Dora Zachary, that's how you get to those three DNA matches.
Right.
So yeah, you got some work to do.
Yeah, that's true. But like I
Mhm.
said, I don't have that much time to do all that. That's what this True Line's for. I can go right through
Yeah,
that person. You know,
yeah. So
that's
when
a
it shows the
DNA.
dot,
I can tighten it up, but like
mhm,
as it is, I can go right to that person and match them, and then start
yeah,
talking to them.
yeah.
That DNA
So
matches, especially when they got those different segments. Go ahead.
mhm. So when that person has a white background, that means that they're already in his tree. But when you have that dotted line around it, and then it says evaluate, it's based on someone else's tree or that DNA match. So can you click on Rebecca Watts as an example?
Rebecca Watts.
Yeah, that right at the bottom, Rebecca
Oh yeah,
Watts.
right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. There she is.
Okay, and then go over to your left and it says common ancestor.
Yes.
Um, okay. So can you click on David Hernan?
Yeah.
Okay, right, that's the page. So here it says relationship to Rebecca Watts. So it says David Hernan, who cousin Jerry already has in his tree. So the left side shows the lineage from David to Jerry Brent Moss, or to yourself.
You right.
And then to on the right, it shows the lineage, what Ancestry has come up with to Rebecca Watts. So if you click on Dora Zachary, it'll give you information um that they feel, yeah, that they, oh, Watts family, okay, that they feel um you can add to your tree, and then you just go person by person until you get to Rebecca Watts. And that's how you can add people to your tree, or that's how you add your DNA matches. And
That's
that's how I figured out our link between me and cousin Lisa,
that's great.
going person by person.
That's great.
Cousin Jerry.
Uh, Lisa, you asked for a template. I'm gonna show you a template. Okay. On my messages up here, I click here, and let me just go with this one. All right. Can you see this message?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm gonna clarify. This person, um, Caitlin Shiera, as you see, she's a Caucasian, I guess, or Jewish or something. She matches me 19th century mortgage across one segment. So what I did, here's my message. I just want you to be able to see. This is the template, Lisa. Let me make sure I get it over here. And put it back to 100. Okay. Tell your story. Here's your story. I know this is my cousin, so I reach out to, hey, new cousin, Caitlin. I tell my name, and you're related to me on my father's side because I did a share match. And then I'll let them know you've been doing a great job researching your family. Let's explore how you and I are related through our shared DNA. So far, that's true, isn't it? And then I say, therefore, privacy in this case is essential. The surnames that I am researching are, and I give these surnames: Moss, Ellison, Burnell, Gilden, and Kirksey. These are the surnames of my ancestors and myself. And then I tell them, always I give them my information. How do you expect them to give you their information if you don't give them yours? And then I tell them, my cell number is this, my email is that. And I tell them, text or email me first because I don't answer unknown numbers. So you're giving them something now. You're fishing them. You're telling them first that they're on your side of family. You tell them about yourself. You give them your email information. And you tell them, just don't be calling me. If you're serious, text or email me first because I done gave you mine. And then I ask them, please give me your number and email so I can provide additional information. I have additional information, on myself. So then I go into some family history. I reside in San Diego for 45 years. I'm 73. I tell them where I was born and raised. I talk about my mother's family. Just give them some information. And then the Mosses and where they originally from, because I did my research on them. A little story about that. And then I got paragraphs too. Just do it one time. So you have to get the story together. And then I'm the founder of the Moll Genealogy Research Group. You see that? We meet twice a month, all that. And here's the information for it. And I also add in a meeting, a YouTube meeting. They can click on that and they go right to my meeting. Let's see one of my meetings, one of our meetings, And I usually put the most current one. So this meeting will be on the next reach out text message. And then you can join from Zoom from your computer or phone. Tell them about that. And let's build a solid relationship as soon as possible. And we greatly appreciate your support. Join our meetings. Our next meeting will be this Sunday, October 20th. And let me know if you want to host a private meeting. So I've had a number of private meetings with these people before they even come on, the big stage. Because this goes to YouTube. And you will be able to co-host, which when we have a private meeting with someone else like Lisa and Deborah, you'll have to help co-host. That's your relative. They're mine too, but you'll have to help facilitate this. See, everybody got to have a stake in it. And I'll give me their email, and I can send them my meeting link. So there it is, Cousin Jerry Moss. And what I do is I copy that right here, right up here, come down to the end and copy. And then I'll go to my DNA matches. As a matter of fact, let's go back to her. I want to see her. I gave her one. That lady, I'm gonna make sure this is coming back. Catlin Shear, can y'all see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, watch. I'm gonna do there she is. I'll click on her. And she's from Texas. I'm gonna do a shared match with her. There she is again. She has a nice tree. I don't know any of these people here. So I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to do a shared match with them. Now, tell me if you're following me. Now, I know this person, Joe Williams. That's on my grandmother's side, the Ellisons. But he matches me 127 Central Morgans on my mother's side. He matches Caitlin 26. So, and here's another one. Here's one, Bruno, and with this Google Pro, and that M, that's my mother's side, and the F's on my father's side, because I coded my trees. And I look at them with this probe. You can look both ways. And but here's how you use it, Lisa. I don't know this Chuck Barfield, so I click on him, and I'll send a message to him. Watch this. I'm clicking for a message. I don't know him from Adam, but I know. You see how he was matching? Oh, I sent one to him before. You see that? There it is. I sent that to him when, and it'll have it on here because of where my Zoom meeting was. Oh, February 20th, 2021. I reached out to this person, and I didn't hear from him. But what I would do is like right here where it says type your message, I'll click, right click, paste. There it is there. See, that's the message I just gave, and I change the name. Instead of Caitlin, I'll just come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But check it out, Lisa. Now, I want you to be able to CHUCK. That's the only thing I have to change is Chuck. Everything else is the same, and I'd send it. So, do you understand the template that I'm talking about and how you use it? And then what happens later on, as I'm as I'm minding my own business, over on this side, can you see this side over on the left-hand side, all these names?
Yes, we can.
Okay, what happens is there's the names you. Those are the ones that I sent out. But every now and then, I'm fishing now. I sent one out. I sent them out. This person, since it has their name, and here's what they say. This Brown, hey, I'm traveling by car from Louisiana to California at the present time. That was October 17th. When I arrive home, I will get in touch. Thanks for letting me know that you have additional information. See, I'm fishing. So, but on another time, look, she said, "Hello, I would check my tree." Then she starts. My great grandma's brother was named Reuben Moss. See, that's my second great grandfather. I had reached out to her, and then I followed up. And look at her. She said she doesn't recognize the Burnells, but she said I grew up in that area. Still have family that lives in that area. The Mosses that I know were married to the Beasleys, so she's giving me information, and I had these in my tree. See, like I said, the Mosses, they were connected in some way. Please let me go over my tree, and I'll see how the Moss and Burnells line up in my tree. Appreciate you reaching out. Oh, and the Jerry Moss in my tree could have been your great grandfather, as he is mine. Could it be that you were named after him? Again, let's go over my tree and see what the connection would be. you know that Jerry Moss and that Ruben Moss, those are two of my ancestors who were enslaved on that same plantation that Lauren B. Moll had. That Rufus is my second great grandfather. That Jerry Moss is another one that was enslaved there. And then when you reach out to these DNA matches, look what she's sharing. But just there's some information she doesn't have. I have more additional information. Why? Because Lauren and Tommy gave it to me. They shared my Caucasian cousins. And that just showed you the magnificent part of this. That's our treasures. That's what can't be hidden. But I did want to give you that presentation, Lisa, and I'm available to have any kind of private, session with you to go further. Does anyone have any questions on what I presented? How I do my reach out text message. See, some will respond, some won't. But you got to keep sending it, and then just change the name. And they're your relatives. Don't just send it to anybody. Send it to people who you know are your relatives. And then you will have, I can tell you this, over maybe 3 years, I just put it like that. I have over 450 responses that are DNA related to me using this method. Fishing. Go ahead.
Thank you, Gracie, for joining us.
Go ahead, Gracie.
I enjoyed listening to everyone tonight. Maybe I hope I learned something and do something better than what I've been doing. But it's getting late here, and I need to get ready for bed. Yeah, I have an early appointment in the morning at 3. I get up at 3, so it's kind of getting late here. So I stop, Dino.
Thank you so much, Gracie.
Thank you so much, Gracie.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
No.
Lisa, what did you learn from that presentation, Lisa?
So I I try to remember a lot of what was said and done. I think I have it. The coding. Can you show how you did that? How you coded your ancestors, or you said something about how you coded people so you can know. I guess I think what you were saying was you coded it to differentiate maternal from paternal. I think that's what you were saying.
Yeah, I will, but I want to hear a little bit more from you about the presentation on uh, the template and what you plan on doing about that.
Template, very good. I definitely want to, get some of the tips that you shared. I think that for me, I think it's a lot, because a lot of times I have reached out to people on 23 or Ancestry, and some people just they don't return messages. I mean, I have messages from just not getting back to me. So for me to be, I'm already so invested in the research that I do, and sending such um a detailed message, and then for
And you
Deborah,
begin.
would you please show how to group the first one, males, the father and the father and mother.
Okay, I'm still in the moss meeting. All right, baby, I love you.
Can you share screen and do that for her?
Yeah, one second. Let me set it up. It looks as though she's dropped off. Um, okay. I hate these boxes. They're always in the way. All right. Well, I already have mine coded. Um, let's see. Under here, you would go under create groups. Sorry. Under create groups, let me start from the beginning. We're at the home page. And so from there, you go to DNA matches. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Okay. DNA matches, and these are the groups. So you can make the name here and assign a color for it beforehand. I have mine in groups as well. So I'm going to choose my mother. So here you can see I have her for under, because for some reason she's showing some brundage matches, which is on my dad's side actually, and then Sagas, which is her maiden name. Um, and I have that as pink. I also have her color coded as a shared match with my Aunt Helen and her daughter, Dawn. They're my first cousins and her first cousins. And then Battle, which is my grandmother's maiden name. Um, so let me see. And I actually went through last night and I've color coded. Um, I went through and updated, but let's just for this exercise, um, you can sort your matches. Well, let's do it by ancestor or parent. You sort by parent. So you click on parent, and I'm going to do paternal, view matches. So then I'm going to go to sort newest to oldest. So these haven't been color coded yet. I'm going to click on add. Add to group. And here I have a group for my dad's side, and just click on him. And then you can choose to go one by one, or you can add them all together. So then I'm just going to go through and select everybody that I want to be added to this dad side. So now we're going into a week ago, and I'm just going to click everyone. I wish there was a way that you can just select all, but there isn't. That's a different surname. I've not seen that one before. Oh, 2 weeks ago. And okay, so that's the end of the list. Then you see dad's side, and then click on save changes. So now everyone should be, oh, it didn't do it, of course. Okay, let's do that again. Dad's side, okay. So it should have that D in here, but it didn't do it. So let me go through again real quickly. Okay, and move these out the way. Add to, whoops. Okay. Now it shows that they're all selected. I don't know what it did. So then you would just click Save Changes. And so now it adds everyone to before it wasn't showing up. Now it adds the label, everybody is in dad's side. If I wanted to say I wanted to take everybody out of dad's side, I can, or just these two, I can click on here and go to dad's side again, and I can select here, and that will take them out. Again, add them.
That's cool. So you have to hit the plus or the minus again before you hit save changes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Back to you, Cousin Jerry. Or Betty, did you have something that you wanted to add?
No, ma'am, I was just coughing.
Well, are there, I like these private meetings, quote unquote. And the group, the private, the educational, and you learn so much. And believe me, our group, they're at different times they come to the playing field. But one thing for sure, they're in the stands. They're in the stands and they're looking at the videos. They're just sharing the information. And so that's why it's important for us to be as helpful as possible and uh, uh, have mentors, share the information, and ask any questions that you need to ask. That's why this new format is in, uh, open mic Sunday, and look what we learned by that. And so I I feel like I'm full every time we have a meeting. It just fills me up with joy and gratitude. And thanks for you all participating. It means so much to our family and me.
Question. So I kind of dropped off when I think I was in the middle of talking. Cousin Jerry, you had asked me about the template. So what were your thoughts? I don't know how much of what I said you heard. I don't know where I cut out.
I,
Did
I
you
heard
get the
I,
most the
I,
gist?
I heard you loud and clear. I understand. It seems I understand. I'm just giving you one of my tools for reaching out, and I did go into more details because I have more details. The more that you can share with somebody who you don't even know, but they're your DNA cousin, it might not resonate with them because all of our cousins and relatives, kids, all of our relatives, just say relatives, they haven't taken tests, and some of them won't take tests. And the only way that we'll be able to connect with them is with the ones who have. And that's the ones we want to nurture and build a relationship with. And they will help you, and you can help them. There's the value of this research is it's invaluable. Our families were uh, our families were separated, torn apart. That's why we have so many relatives that we don't know that they're relatives, cousins, second cousins that are interracial, intermarried, or they have kids by some of them, some of their relatives, or they don't know who, they don't know, we pretty much don't know where our families came from. So as much as we can do, cause to sort it out. So, what's been done has been done, but sort it out so that let's don't go with a shotgun approach and going forward. Let's go with a sniper's approach. Let's know who you are. Let's know who they are. And if you and if they want to build a relationship with you, fine. And I'm talking about family. And if they don't, there's too many of them who will and do.
Come on now, say that. Cousin, Cousin Jerry, can I share one more thing, please?
Go ahead.
Okay. This is for you, Cousin Lisa. All right. This is
I love
showing.
it.
Yes. Okay, this is showing me and
Wow.
Cousin, yeah, on our paternal side. So Cousin Lisa, you wanted to know how to add a note. Oh, okay. So here it is showing um our Brundage connection. Hezekiah Squire, um, and then Harriet Johnson, his wife. So they were my third great grandparents. Um, so okay, Cousin Lisa, on your profile page, under connect and all that, the next row is edit and then add note. You would just click add note and type in whatever you want to type here and then save, and it'll show up here. So you wanted to add some information. Um, I
About
think
the last name. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
About the yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think if when you like under if there when you show the list of DNA matches, I think whatever you add here, it'll show there as well. So that might be helpful for you to know as well. Uh,
Okay.
just out of curiosity, I'm not sure if we have any shared matches or not. Oh yeah, we do. Okay. Yeah, so definitely a Brundage. Um, so QB is my cousin Quincy that's here in Cincinnati, Ohio. So yeah, these are definitely our Quincy Brundage connections. So Betty, as you were saying, go to Quincy Brundage and then what is it? Tools? Nope. For the members connect.
It's gonna be on the profile page, baby.
Oh, so why isn't this page isn't coming up
Back. Go back, please. Yeah, go back. And where's that person at?
right
Double
here?
click on him.
Okay.
Okay, that's her. Okay, he, you get to the profile if he's in a tree. That's how you get to him. If wherever you find him in a tree, you click on him and then that's where his profile is.
Well,
Yeah, you
his
have to.
daughter is managing the page, but his page should still show up. Um,
Um,
this should be a live link for me to click on him. But at any rate, cousin Lisa, you see how I added here, Jack Brundage. I noted how we're related, Jack Brundage and Melinda Thomas. Um, and so I have it, um, first great grandparents. And so that note, it does show up in the list here. Jack Brundage, Melinda Thomas first great grandparents.
Deborah, is this the first time you did a shared match with her?
I couldn't remember. It's been quite some time
It
that
probably has been, but look at that. That's
with Lisa.
yeah. Look at
Yeah.
you and her share match. Look at this, Stanley Benson. Um,
Yeah.
that's 558, and Marvin and 340.
So yeah, I know who Marvin
My
is. I know who Marvin is, and Quincy Brundage is actually the same generation of my dad.
Yeah,
So yeah, first cousin once removed because yeah, so that's
that's
what
awesome.
yeah. Um, and the same
my
with Marvin.
my grandmother. I'm sorry.
Go
My
ahead, Cousin
my
Lisa.
grandmother. My grandmother on my father's side, um, her mother, my great grandmother, is Shirley Brundage. Um, so I do know that um, my great
Oh,
grandmother, my
look at
great
that.
grandmother on my father's side,
That's her.
that is Shirley Brundage. Is John Ward. John Ward is her husband. Yes. That that is my grandmother's parent. My grandmother's parents on my father's side.
How's that for connecting?
Yeah.
See, that,
Okay, Jerry, can I say something?
go ahead.
On this profile up here, where you see like your if she went further up into her last one on the tools, or if you're in your own tree and it's a DNA match, okay, um, to your highest person.
Okay, so Lisa is a DNA match.
I mean, go back to your tree and go to your highest person. No, not your matches, honey. Go into the actual your home tree,
Go into my home tree.
your first grandparents.
Um,
Go to tree. Go to tree.
okay. I have two trees. I was thinking which one I wanted to do.
Just go to your highest one. I want to show you something.
Okay.
It's
There it is.
okay, go up to your first grandparents, all the way to the top. Since I have talked to Jerry, when you click them and their profile comes up, I have went back in mine, and on your DNA matches, you can put a DNA tag there.
Oh yeah, I do have that.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
but you can also put. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have them tagged.
Okay,
Yeah. Hmm.
if you edit that, there's a little pencil beside of it. Um, life experience. You can also put enslaved person. That way, if a white person like me would be searching and wanted to match with a white person, you can click that and you can click that button and it'll show up there. Because after I talked to Jerry, I went back through mine and I put slave owner.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when
But
that comes up in mine, it lets me add, if I know the names, it lets me add the names, and it also lets me it goes into my facts.
I've already had it. I already have it
Okay.
tagged.
But I did all mine that way. And
Hmm.
when I I'm going through it now. When I got the names, I'm adding the names to the people So if anyone goes in my tree looking, and like Jerry and I, if there's a match on there, then it will show those children in my tree or those slaves that were there.
So yeah, this is the person that I was saying. I have the slave manifest,
Okay.
and we were trying to my cousin Deidre, um, although it says role slave owner here, Jesse Brundage.
Oh yeah, so you did good.
And what you just discovered just by being on this meeting, you knew some of your matches, and Lisa did. You see that, Lisa?
Yeah.
Now you see more of the branches. See see that's significant.
Well,
That's
well, I know that I used to see Matilda, Big Mama, Jack, Bundridge. I know that I would see that. So this is all good information. See me through.
it's verifiable how you related to now. This is how you related to Deborah. You see, so that's what binds you
Yeah.
to. You see what I mean? That binds you to.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's important.
And so yeah, we're fourth cousins. And so
So
I
y'all
have
didn't know each other before?
I figured out our connection through lines. This is the Lisa that I was talking about. I figured her connection through line.
Now they're able to see what branch, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and where the common look they have a common ancestor. A lot of people don't have that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's great.
And a common ancestor does it start with Shirley Brundridge or does it start with
No, it
her
goes up
her parents?
it goes up to oops. It goes up to Hezekiah Squire Brundage. Squire Brundage is our common ancestor. This person. Because through him, all of our ancestors are Squire Brundage and Harriet Johnson. All of our ancestors are. So for you, let me see. See, this is yours.
It's so crazy because you helped me with the brush tree even before I even knew, because I didn't know my dad. And
Right.
so when cousin Deborah reached out to me and said, "Hey, it's showing that we're cousins," this was a present, in itself. The fact that I had a cousin who was reaching out to me, but
Yes.
to add to that, that she had a lot of information. She had a lot of my paternal ancestors information, like all of this that you see here. All of these Brundages are my relatives through my dad, which is Willie Carl Curtis, that you see right here. So, I mean, Shirley Ward, Anna Mae Curtis was my grandmother, my dad's mother. Like, I can't even explain, because I'm sure you guys understand
Yeah.
the feelings that I felt when she reached out to me and she had this information. I mean, I had a sister. I have four siblings, but only one of them who actually really accepted me on my dad's side. So I did have that. I had a cousin here and there who also, and maybe a uncle, but she had a wealth. It was like opening up a treasure trove, a chest, and just being introduced to all of my ancestors. Even to look at this page right now, I'm so full, because I didn't have. I've always had this yearning as a young child, a teenager, a young adult, to know the other side and where I came from. And even as like 2 weeks ago, I've met some other relatives on my dad's side, and they have, that we've had conversations every morning. We talk, and they say, "Oh my gosh, your dad used to stutter." When I get excited, if I'm happy or mad, I start stuttering, and when I laugh, and when I laugh, my cousin was like, "Oh my gosh, that's your dad's laugh." And when I was a young kid, I used to stutter really, really bad, and I used to have to think of what I was going to say before I said it. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, your dad was the same way. I was such a thinker. Your dad was a thinker because he had to think of what he was going to say before it came out." So I am just, all of these things are just kind of stirred up in me. But bro,
You're breaking up, cousin.
Quite a testimony.
Yes.
Acres of diamonds. Acres of diamonds is in your DNA.
Yes, I found a brother and sister. I knew I had them, but I didn't know their names or nothing. And that was through DNA. That's how I found them.
Well, let's give her a chance to come back on. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Deborah and Betty, for sharing, making presentations. It was a learning experience. I was on on the on my computer when you gave a presentation. I was following right along. Just more tips.
You're welcome. Yes.
And Betty, just so that you know, Lisa and Deborah, I met them through a program that's called Freedmen's Bureau Friday, and we share GEDmatch numbers, and we're related through GEDmatch. So that's just an example of another platform that helps connect, relatives.
Yes. Lisa was having a problem with her tree, and cousin Jerry came on over to help. So we were in a breakout room helping.
Oh, he has
Lisa
helped
with
me a lot.
That's what it's all about.
Here she comes. I told you, just be patient.
That's right.
God, be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. We sung that in my men's choir at our church last week. Be patient with me. God's not through with me yet.
Amen.
Okay, what you got, Lisa? As we get ready to close it out.
I dropped again. I don't know what did I miss? What were you guys saying?
Oh, you didn't miss anything. You added so much to this meeting. We're waiting on you to close it out. We need your closing remarks.
Well, I'm just gonna say, so grateful for every day, grateful for each of you. Let's just close out and on gratefulness. Gratefulness is the word.
Yes.
It's great to have you.
Thank you, and you all as well.
Deborah, your closing remarks, please.
Well, I'm grateful for the knowledge that's shared, and just grateful to be able to be here to get it and to retain it, and not only to retain it, to pass it on to others to help in their research. Thank you, Betty, for sharing. Because like I said, as soon as I get off, I'm gonna go to that Members Connect, and especially with the Maddox and Brundage side, that's really been a struggle for me. And thank you, Jerry, for having this opportunity, having the venue for us to meet bi-weekly and
Bi-monthly.
Bi-monthly.
The first and third of each month.
Oh, okay.
First
Okay.
and third Sunday.
Okay.
Our next meeting will be November the 3rd. November the 3rd, 2 days before election.
So, okay. So I'm looking forward to meeting everybody again at that time.
Thank you. Betty, your closing remarks?
Well, I've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot from you, Jerry. You've helped me a lot, and I appreciate that. I didn't know anything about DNA matches. I had just got it back, and Jerry showed me how to do that. Um, and I felt so bad that I felt like I needed to go back through my tree, and I need to fix it for other people searching that didn't know who their original parents were or where they come from to add if they were a slaveholder. Because I think it's very important for family. And I've always wanted to know my roots, and I'm sure y'all do too. So if I can help in any way, I will. And it was nice to meet all of y'all. And I'll
Nice
be
meeting you
back
too.
to learn more.
Betty, are you on GEDmatch?
I don't have mine done yet, but I'm going to get that done, Jerry.
Okay. That would be a good another place to pull from. Good place. Yeah.
We're in closing. It was interesting, the process, and sure we had technical challenges. We go push right on through it, and you were determined, Lisa, to come back on. You came back as you fell off. You came back. So I have a recommendation for the MVP of the meeting. I recommend Betty as our MVP for the meeting. Do I get a second, or can we have a vote on that?
I second. Aye, aye.
My third. Go Betty,
Go
MVP.
Betty. Yes.
Thank you.
So you gotta enjoy the rest of your day this evening, and until we meet again, it's all good. It's all God. Peace.
Amen.
As the eagle flies high above, when crows pick at the eagle just soars higher. Speaking about soaring higher. Hey, Lexus, come here. Come here, Lexus. I gotta close this meeting now. Come on, right over here. dog next. Hey, you barking? Who you barking at? Huh? He's 3.5 years old. You ready to go for a walk? Let's go for a walk. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on. You go for the walk? Oh, good job. We're going to go take a walk. God bless you. It's all good. It's all God.